everybody, I'm making a game. It's called the Godkiller, and today is going to be a little bit different of a session. I'm going to kill two birds with one stone here. So there's somebody I'm talking to about doing some 3D models for the game, and I'm using a couple models that I think he originally created, or at least the company he's with out of his studio authored those models. I think this guy Isac Lima, I think that's how you pronounce his name, has made both of the two models that I'm currently using in the game, which are asset store purchases. Okay, so I'm going to use this session to demo the characters used in the game, to give Isac an idea of how I'm using the models that were there already, and how we might want to include more models that he would create for me. I'd pay him to create it. So I'm not going to talk about business in this. That will be private between Isac and I. But I will do a demo with the goal of giving Isac an idea of what it would be like to create more models for the game. So let's do that. So first off, here's some of Isac's work. Trying to resize this. Okay, so these are asset store assets. Unity asset store for people outside of Unity. It's where you can buy extra content that you can put into your game. And I purchased this guy here, Henry, and there's another one which I believe Isac also did, but I'm not certain of it. It was called Yasmin. Let me see. Atavis Yasmin. There she is. Yeah, so I took this model and I changed some of the colors by changing the material properties on the model, and then the way this model is made, it's very easy to customize it. So you can pick like different hairstyles, different coverings on the head, etc. So this is Isac's work. There's a Facebook page for Atavis, and I don't know if it's one person at Atavis or if it's a team of people. So I won't make any assumptions there, but they've done a lot of good stuff, and I like the style. They or him or whatever right pronoun is in this case have done a lot of good work, and I appreciate that there's kind of a what's the word? I don't know. It's a little bit, the style's playful. It's not serious. It's also not oriented towards power fantasies. So I don't know. You don't have like some giant muscle-bound guy in it. Like, I guess you do have a little bit of it with some of these characters, but I don't know. This Henry guy, he's not real super buff. He's not real tough looking. That's the basis of my brawler character I'm using. I think I also bought the zombie and Robin in case I would be able to use it in some way. So far they're not inside of the game. Okay, So let's look at how they're included inside the game. First off, I think I'll just hit play and kind of walk through the level so that Isac can see what's going on. Alright, so this here is based on the Yasmin character. I made minor changes to it to create a character I call M. The camera rarely gets closer than this to M. So the low poly aspect of the model is important to me. As you can see, the camera's up still higher from M, and she's very small down here. Sometimes you'll see the models closer when they're kind of up above M like this, but most of the time they're going to be small. And even when you see them up here, they're a little bit blurry because of depth of field. So I don't want to increase the polygon count on any future models we make. I think it's perfect, the level of detail that was in Yasmin and Henry for this particular game. The animations for the characters, they've all been replaced. There's no standard animations here. The animations are specific to this game. So when you press a key, one step is taken, and then the character is in the next square. And also, all the animations that I made, they're designed to put the character towards the end result of the animation very fast. So there's no slowly stepping into the next square with a beautiful smooth animation. It's very quick and nearly concluded on the first frame. Isac, you would not need to make any animations. I only need models that map to the humanoid avatar, just like Yasmin and Henry did. Okay. And there's some idle animations you can see that have been applied. I'm probably going to create some more animations that are just variations, so that there's more variety between the different characters, particularly when they're very close to each other and there's a large group of them and they're all doing the same animation. It doesn't look that good. Okay, so I'll just kind of quietly kind of walk around a little bit so you can see how the game works. Okay, so that's the gist of it. Let me show a little more of the characters. Also, I should do one thing that shows them a little more correctly. I'll go. Let's take. By the way, here's a close-up of M. So that's how I've got her configured. And it's kind of like the face is, you'll never see it from this point of view. This close in the game, it'll never happen. Maybe like because of like some bugs in the camera movement, occasionally you might see it really close like this, but that would be a bug. So most of the time it's going to be up like this, right? Okay. Okay, what was I going to do? I need to apply the right shader. Okay, so let's take. There. Okay. So I think that. Let me see. Okay, so that's still applying the same shader to these other things. Okay, so let me take the same shader and I'll apply it to Henry. Oh, I should have done this in the prefab. Okay. But anyways, I don't want to get too caught up in this. Just wanted to show that there was one more difference in how this renders in the game. So let's take this guy, the brawler, and do the same kind of modification. Alright, so it's just basic cell shading stuff. Alright, so let's hit play again. I'll just show that real quick, what that looks like. Not much different, but a little bit different. And actually kind of in some ways not looking that good, if I'm honest with myself. Yeah, I'm gonna have to play with that a little bit more. I can kind of see around their edges a certain artifact I don't like. The idea was that I would apply that shader and get kind of a comic book-like effect. Okay. So I'll give you a tour of the animations. me see. What's the best way to do that? Alright, so here's ascend, which I believe is just kind of sticking the arms out. This is the animation that plays when the character leaves the level by floating up through this level exit thing. Okay, fling. Wait a minute. Maybe it's not doing it right. Yeah, I have no idea why it's not showing the animation there. Let me try putting M on there instead of the brawler. Okay, this looks like it's gonna work. Yeah, okay, so there's land. You can see these are very short animations. Okay, here's ascend. Okay, that's just like floating upwards. Fling is like a one frame thing. So fling is just one frame, kind of posing to move very fast in one direction. Okay, there's land again, which is just falling from a height and the reaction when you hit the ground. Okay, then there's left step, and then it gets flipped to do the right step. Punch left. Yeah, all these are super quick. There's none that's longer than a quarter of a second. Getting pushed, squashed, and then the standing. Okay, this is the exception to what I just said. This one will last longer. I think this is maybe like 7 seconds or something like that. Or maybe 3. Okay. That's basically it. Oh, let's see. I'll show the face. Okay, so there's a 2D face that is shown while the character is talking, and this is the one that I drew for M. There's actually versions of her face for many different emotions. So if I can just turn them all on so you can all see them. Okay, here's an easier way to do it. Alright, so these are all faces of M with different expressions. The irises and the eyes, you know, they're programmatically controlled, so I can make her look at things. But you don't see this on the 3D model. You see it on a 2D face that is shown next to the 3D model while she's talking. Let me see if I can actually get that to work inside of the game. I might have like disabled it and not re-enabled it, so let me just check. At some point too, I need to stop talking because it's way too much to make you watch half an hour of stuff for this. You know, let's see. So if I say is visible, where's the player at? Maybe it works. I'll hit play. I'll see if her face shows up. Yeah, there's her face. Okay. So the idea is that while she's talking, her face would show up above her. And same for other characters. I'll have these 2D faces that appear above them when they talk. Now you don't have to do anything with this as far as your 3D models are concerned. I just wanted to give you an idea. Like, here's how we're going to handle faces and talking and stuff like that. And we won't like take this and put it on the model directly as a texture or anything like that. Nah, no reason to. Alright, so that's enough. That's enough for Isac. I don't want to keep on burdening you with a lengthy thing to watch. I am going to keep going on this stream, but I'm not going to do any more message to Isac type stuff. Isac, you're quite welcome to keep watching the stream. And if you did manage to watch the 20 minutes or so of me explaining how your models are used in the game, thank you very much. The next thing I would end up talking to you about would be some kind of way that we can work together to create the rest of the models for the game. So, but I'll leave that for a private conversation with us. Okay, so on to next things. I think I will do what I said I was going to do, which is kind of tweak the shader so that it gives me a better result. It might be as simple as just saying this back down to 1. So the problem with all these shaders is this kind of gap in between. It's not a true outline. What they've done, and this is the most common practice for all shaders. I'm not saying I know how to do better, but they've just did a little trick with the vertices, with the vertices to kind of move them out a little bit in the rendering. And from a long distance away, it sometimes looks like a nice outline. When you get close, it starts to get kind of weird. It doesn't look like an outline so much. It looks more like an extra shape, an extra three-dimensional shape that's on the outside. But it's still the best cell shader I was able to find in my research, so I'm probably going to stick with it. If I got enough things to do, then get the outline absolutely perfect. It seemed like there were fewer things I could tweak on that, though. That sometimes made it better. Let me not give up yet. So if I go to here, is that correct Z artifacts thing? Let me try that. What does this do? It's actually a little bit hard to see how well it's going to look. I don't know, I just don't remember getting a lot of good results from fiddling with this too much. So I think I might just try. See, even this is not actually making any difference, whether it's turned on or not. Okay, I'm going to go with that. So make sure I update the prefab. Oh, okay, I don't have to update the prefab because it's already pulling from the same material, which is already referencing the same shader and same shader settings, so that's done. Let's back out of there and let's fix the brawler by just reducing the outline. Alright, I'm going to call that good for those. Okay. Well, now what do I want to do? I mean, I could do more bugs. Let me just see what I got in the bug pile. Okay, I fixed this one. Level load does not occur in background. This one, I don't guarantee I'm going to be able to fix it. I might have to redo my level loading. Let me just think about the problem without committing to fix it. So if I come over here and do file, Okay. What was I doing? Oh yeah, well first I backed up, but okay. Now I'm going to hit play. I'm going to try out the level loading, which I know is unsatisfying. But I'll demonstrate the problem. So I'm going to hit escape, and that'll take me to the level selection scene. So that actually unloads the previous scene and loads this one. So the idea of this screen is that you go up and down to find the level you want to go to. It'll be one of the levels you've already visited before. And then, when you find the one you want, just hit enter. Oh, but it worked perfectly that time. How bizarre. That's exactly how I wanted it to work. Before, the other day, it was doing a whole bunch of loading and then showing the animation. So it would just play the sound but not show the animation, which is intended to be a transition animation, while I was performing the load. Let me try it again. It could be like maybe it's already got the level cached. Let me try a different level. Okay. Wow. So it's working like a champ there. Let me go to what I call the boot scene, which is the scene that would be responsible for starting the game. And I'll see if I'm able to get that same problem to come up I saw before. Okay, so the boot scene will end up loading the first level, if I'm right. Okay. Interesting. So there was a little delay that time before it started playing the animation. It wasn't as bad as the one I saw before, but it was there. I did see it. So it feels like sometimes it's able to load in the background, sometimes not. Okay, so I basically just got two levels here. Delete me 1 and delete me 2. Delete me 2 is such a simple level, it barely takes any loading time at all. And I think that one doesn't show the problem because it's such a small level with very little in the way of meshes. Delete me 1, which is attached to this in the egg shot here. Okay. It's a little bit tricky. It's a little bit tricky. All right, let me look at the code. I do remember there being something you could say to make the scene loading be the lowest priority. Let me see if it, yeah, this one here. See if there's even one lower than that. I'm just curious. No. Low. Oh, there is below normal. No, but low would be lower than below normal. Okay, fine. What's lower than low? Make sure this gets called. Okay. Well, here it's not loading the first scene. What's that about? I have to assume I have some kind of error. This I thought I fixed. Let me look at this. Is this like a order of load thing? Yeah, it's a problem with order of load. Well, hold on. Let me just check this scene loader. So these are just some constants. I know this is getting called, so I'll take out the debug log. Oops. Really? No errors? Okay. Guess let's see if that works. Turn off this maximize. Wow. So me putting an awake handler inside of scene loader suddenly makes it so it's unavailable. That's weird though, man. That's so weird. I'm putting these back. I don't think that's getting me anything good. Oh, I remember why. Okay. Because I have to do on awake, and that has to be okay. Protect the virtual on awake. Okay, so I need to override this, and I just could not find any way to make this like a sealed thing that you couldn't override it. I just could not find anything inside of C# that would allow me to protect to avoid this problem that I just caused to occur, which is regrettable because I failed to find a safeguard for that. And the thing I was worried about, that would accidentally have a bug related to it, just happened. But that's all right. So it's on awake. Virtual override sealed. Public. Okay. What now? What is it? Override. Just fix it. Fix it. I really find the access modifiers and OO stuff inside of C# cumbersome. I prefer even C++s. I prefer Javas. It doesn't. It's like a bad combination of not giving me the control I want, but requiring me to be very verbose to do things. So it's like I have worst of both worlds in C#. Okay, what is it? Bootable. Okay, so to override this, it should be protected override void on awake. not public, protected, there. Okay, that should fix it, or it should fix the problem that I caused. Does not necessarily help anything to set this thread priority to low. Might be entirely ignored. It might be like a platform specific thing that only does something on some platforms and not others. I don't know. I will say, when earlier I was trying to use that, it didn't seem to make much of a difference. Okay, that much is good. Console's clean. That's like that was what I was seeing the other day. That super long load and then the animation. Okay. Let me just do it again, just for another test. So if anything, I think I made it worse. Let me see what happens when I do this next one. Okay. Oh yeah, that's okay. All right. This is going to take a little bit of brainstorming. Also, I'm curious. Let's put it back to normal. Let's try it again. No, didn't seem to really make a difference. It does seem like, depending on how things are arranged in memory or something like that, maybe that's, I don't know, depending on what's loaded and what's not loaded, or the sequence that things happen in, that I'll get differing performance with that whole loading thing. Try go the opposite direction, and we'll make this like, let's get it over with. Let's do it faster. Let's do it high. Maybe that is helpful. I don't know. No, didn't help. Maybe it made it worse, but it's hard to say because the results seem to be a little bit different each time I run it. So it doesn't seem to do anything. I guess I'll take it out. The next question would be, is there code that's running when the game starts that slows it down? Or I should say, when the scene loads, is there code within the scene that's slowing things down? I can fix that pretty easily, or I can do that test pretty easily. Oh, look, I'm also calling this here already. Okay. Might as well take that out. Okay, so here we'll just say return to delete. And then the update. Don't do nothing. That'll cause errors. Okay, so that. Trying to think of other things inside of the scene that might execute stuff. All right, I'm going to start with that. I'm just going to see if that makes any difference at all. It'll be hard to say if it does or not, too, because these random results I seem to be getting. Okay. There's that. Nope. No difference. Okay, there is another way I could handle this that wouldn't be bad. Because I don't really have super long level loading times, I could just fade all the way to black. I could show the animation and fade to black and perform the level load while it's black. I guess, you know, it sort of bothers me that I can't update the screen at all during certain points in time while it's loading. It's like, even though I'm calling a function that says level load async, the underlying code is choosing to be highly synchronous, or at least not synchronous, but blocking. It's choosing to block execution. It feels like that API is promising something that it's unable to deliver. So like, even if I just wanted like a simple progress bar showing loading progress, it would just be some chunky nonsense. It would be like the bar is at 0 and then suddenly it's at 100, just like that. What's the point? What's the point of calling that asynchronous thing at all? I don't get it. I think it's a fall down fail on Unity's part with that particular API. But I know they are able to do some kind of seamless loading stuff. I've seen awesome demos of this stuff being done, but I think that particular API is not working as advertised. All right, let me put the changes I made back to how they were. Okay, so that's fine. Let me just see what the internet says about all this. Yeah, exactly. Still blocks the friggin' main thread. Why? Don't call it load scene async if you're gonna block the main thread. Okay. Whenever I get all angry and ranty, somebody much smarter and knowledgeable than me says something useful and I feel stupid. So I'll stop ranting. I have some faith that somebody is gonna tell me, yeah, you're just doing it wrong. Just do it this way instead. This is not starting off well. This guy has been pretty thorough in his reading. Okay. I think I read some of these articles he's linked already myself. When was this posted? 2015. It's a long time ago, but I don't know. Unity, in some areas, they don't change that much over time. So. Got respect for how this guy goes about writing this. He just sticks to the facts. It's very clearly written. Yeah, this is my question. I think I already did this. I'm going to do below normal. That was the one I didn't try. It might also help that I took out the code in main object that was redundantly setting the thread priority. All right. Dang it. What is this about? Playtime? Yeah, this would have been playtime. Maybe. Oh, okay. I need to exit try it again. Nope. Yeah, I know it's what it's supposed to do, but it's not actually doing it. So that's useful. This guy got some kind of improved load time. Here's what I'll do. I'll take this scene. I'll just make a copy of it under delete me 2, which is just a garbage level, and I'll see if I can kind of change it in ways that make it boot faster, just as a troubleshooting exercise. So I might, just disable all the scripts. Let's just overwrite this. We'll go through and look at what might be referenced in the components that could imply some further loading that I could avoid. I can do all that. And if all of that fails in speeding it up, then I can also just try deleting a whole bunch of meshes and see what happens with that. Alright. So I gotta make sure this says delete me 2. And I want to do something with lighting so that I don't get confused. So if I take the lighting, this directional light, I just make it red. Okay, so that's going to tell me very quickly, okay, you're in delete me 2. You're not someplace else. Okay, so that, then what do I do? Player cam. Start removing scripts. Let's remove that. Post process, remove. Alright, let's get rid of all these. This is such a garbage level for me. So just delete the booter. Okay, main. Just yank this guy. Gone. Okay. Just delete editor. Don't need it. Piece discovery doesn't run any code at start or update, so I won't worry about that. Okay, decorations. There's a ton of meshes in there. If I want to do my test later to see if meshes count, I'll fiddle with that. Lighting should be fine. Stratistic. Let me just disable or delete the decorator script. Getting rid of particle systems just in case. That should be fine. Okay. Background, we've got all the clouds. Yank that. Okay. Scary one. I'm not even gonna do it because I'm just I feel like I don't have a guarantee it won't like change my prefabs. It probably won't. I don't think they would do that, but just the risk of it, of writing a script and having it accidentally change the contents of my prefabs, that's the kind of thing I would lose maybe days over. So I'm not going to mess with that. Okay, so let us save this. Okay, what's that? What's that? Something decorator. Who is calling this? All of okay. All right, let's get rid of all those then. So all of these scripts, they have a call to decorator to kind of dynamically set their textures. So I'll remove that from everything I know that might have it. Might be kind of hard to find them all. Okay, let's just take all the floors. Okay. All those. Oh. All right. Easier said than done. Okay. So there's a few left. There we go. Okay. And save that. I'm going to hit play on this thing just to see how long it takes to begin playing, and also to verify that it will be able to play, I guess. It would be really weird if it couldn't, but I just took out a whole bunch of scripts, so. Okay, a lot of spinny stuff. Don't like that. Glad I saved. Is this debugger? Nope. may end up force quitting here. No, okay, good. You finally finished. So I don't know what you were doing, Unity, but I feel like that wasn't a good test because you obviously had some kind of work to complete. So I'm gonna hit play again. Okay. More spinny. Don't like that. Do not like that. Do not like that. I mean, what is it that you think that you're doing? What the fuck was that about? That's just hitting play. That's like garbage. What? Okay. Okay. So then analysis profiler. I guess I better get this down here so that the act of hitting the play button doesn't make it disappear. Okay, play. Yes, there's like no profiling at all while it's doing whatever it's doing for that loading. All right, well let's go ahead and try the. Yeah, I took out the script that would allow me to go to it. Okay. All right. So, one thing is, I think the same amount of time I see when I press the play button is the same amount of time that I see when I do the level loader. So do I really need to go to the level loader? I probably don't. Let me just experiment with hitting play and seeing what makes the time go down. I'm pretty sure if I get rid of these decorations, that'll do it. because there's so many of them. Okay, so I take all of them and then delete them. It won't look as good, but there is definitely a lot of mesh there. Okay, so let's save that. Saved really fast compared to what it did before. If I hit play, I'm predicting it's going to take 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. Wow, I called that one. Okay. So, a few things I know about those decorations. 1, there's lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of them. 2, they have no scripts attached to them or component references. They have no components to them. I mean, other than like the transform one. There might be like some colliders, which would be a good thing for me to get rid of. But I doubt. Alright, so I don't think there's any components or scripting that's associated with those that's going to be slowing things down, but I could be wrong. I should double check that. Okay, so I just undid my delete of all the decorations, so it's putting them all back. I'm going to go check them out and see what happens if I I don't know, I want to see if they've actually got some components or scripts that might be causing a lot of CPU time. Jesus. Takes a long time to undo that delete. Faster to delete them all than it is to undo the delete. And honestly, I don't know that like the poly count on all those meshes is that big of a deal. There certainly are, many 3D scenes that have way more polygons in mine, and they're more performant. I don't know. Remind me not to undo this kind of delete operation again. It's just super slow. I don't even know if it's gonna be successful. Maybe it's on its way to a force quit. let me just take a look at the, while I'm waiting for it to do whatever it's doing, let me look at the scripts for decoration. So there's going to be floor decorator, apply. Okay, I already did that one. This level decoration. Yeah, so I don't have any of this code executing at start or update or any of the other events that might get called. There's this apply thing. That's not like an auto decorator. I'll take a look at the other ones. Okay. Yeah, looks like I'm doing it in a reasonable way. I don't think any of this code would execute when the scene starts. Are you done? No, you're not. Dang it. I really hate force quitting Unity. Because then, like, weird shit happens later. It's not good. Let's force quit. Okay. Okay, that's delete me 1. Let's go check out delete me 2 again. See what state it's in. Okay, here's delete me 2. It loaded nice and fast because I got rid of the decorations. Let's go to the boot. Okay, so boot loaded up delete me 1. I'll hit escape. I'll do delete me 1 again. That was like reproducing the bug. Bug, bad behavior. Okay, so second one, delete me 2. How fast does it load? So fast. And now I've like deleted all the stuff that would make it work when you got there, so I can't back up and do the test again. So let's boom. I'll do the test one more time just to get consistent results, just to make sure I didn't see a fluke. So here's delete me one. I'm going to do it even again. It's also like a weird moment where it's not all the way faded to black, and then there's a scene switch, and it's still slow right there. Okay, then we'll go on to number 2. Which is pretty close to perfect. Well, that's pushing it, but it's definitely loading really fast and playing the animation. Yeah, I don't know about this one. Okay, let me take a look at the decoration assets. So level. Okay, I already got rid of the collider. Wait, did I? Let me double check that. Yeah, because there's a whole bunch of stuff here too. Well, there is like a Pro Builder stuff in here too. So I could strip the Pro Builder scripts, and I just don't want to accidentally screw up a whole bunch of stuff. Let me check out the other prefabs before I do that. I do like that the collider is not being used. So I'm glad I already took out that. That's good. Okay, I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna do it because I've got a backup from last night. I can restore to it if I want. Let's go to delete me one. I'll just make this a copy again. And, oh, I know, one thing I could do is just unpack everything. Then it's definitely not a, there'll be no prefab references left. So if I go into level, no, I'm gonna do them all in here maybe. Well, these are all clones. I don't see the little blue box that means they'd be prefabs. Okay, but there's all these guys too. So yes, unpack all you guys. I'm just checking I don't have any prefab instances. That's pretty likely to break a whole bunch of things. That's fine though. All right. Scary. Oh, this might take a little while. But you know what? I'm still kind of irritated that this guy, Frederick Larson, he wrote like a really good description of the problem, and this other person came along and gave useful, detailed answers. Both the question asker and the question answerer, pretty competent engineers. I can tell just by reading through this. I like their interaction. It tells me these are people who've worked as professional programmers, who spent, at least 5 years doing that job, and are respectful communicators, or clear communicators, and for all of that, and that clearly a lot of knowledge on both sides of Unity, a lot of thoroughness in looking for solutions. At the end of it, the best they've got are just slight ameliorations. Maybe that's the wrong word. Alleviations. So this thing might help a little bit, but not much. I mean, I tried it. I couldn't even detect any difference. Either could this guy, Frederick Larson. So in theory, this should have worked. it makes a lot of sense when you just think about, okay, why wouldn't I set the background priority to be low? Just like Frederick, I tried this, it had no effect. Okay, then in Vertex says there's probably some other stuff that's going on, and you're seeing some other stuff that's executing. And Frederick found a little bit of that after very thoroughly looking through everything and recoding calls to go async, and he got 30% better loading. He had the insight that referenced assets might also be a culprit. But yet, after all of this pretty high level work on this problem, there's not much progress here. It's demoralizing to me. And I also remember stuff like when I was looking at making like seamless loading, listening to the people who did the game Outside, and what they did, they got access to the fucking Unity code, and they made updates inside of the Unity code. And that's demoralizing. So in order for them to achieve their goals, they had a special business relationship with Unity. They gained access to the source code in Unity. They made changes in the source code in Unity. And I'm just like, fuck, come on. Don't even call it load level async if you can't do that. If you can't do a proper asynchronous load, don't even name the API that. You're just creating like a doorway with a brick wall behind it. It's poor. And as a further testament, all of these threads that Frederick went and read, and I'm pretty sure I went through that same rabbit hole earlier. It's just poor. Come on. Other things Unity's doing extremely well, but yeah. Okay, so then let me just see. Let's save that. If I hit play, how long it takes. Because that's a pretty good candidate for causing problems. That the Pro Builder script might be doing a little bit of work on thousands of objects, and maybe you strip out that Pro Builder script. Maybe it goes fast. Let's see. That did seem pretty fast. That did seem fast. Whoa. Okay, here's delete me one. Okay, that was delete me one. Here's delete me two. Huh. Delete me one. One more time, delete me one. Okay, so that's a repro of the problem. Then here's number 2. Pro Builder is stripped out. I have to delete me too. Let's see. Now, the scene doesn't work. The loading works fine though. Okay, let me keep playing with this a little bit. All right, I might be onto something here. So let me open up. Let me make another copy of delete me 1. Because what I can do is remove Pro Builder from just the decorations. So save a copy of this. Okay, then I'll go, after you're done, I'll go into the level, decorations. These are already not prefabs. Here, I'll just go up here and say select children. Does that work? I guess that's a lot of selection to do. Okay, so from there, say Tools, Pro Builder. There we go. Yep, let's do it. Because I honestly don't need any scripts to run inside of any of those level decorations. They're just meant to be static objects. Now, I don't like that Pro Builder finished so fast, because before it was like a 2-minute affair. Maybe a lot of that time was in the selection process. I doubt it though. So let me double check. Did it actually remove it? I think so. This is a mesh filter. It's not a Pro Builder object. Okay. Let's try saving that. Let's try running it. Make sure it runs. Like I can play with it. Okay, that was a fast load. Okay, I think I might have left update disabled. Let me fix that. Any errors? Oh yeah, okay. So let's do the pre-process the level. Yeah, that was the problem there. Okay, let's try this again. Just making sure it works. Okay. So got number 2. I think I figured some shit out. So number 1 does not work, number 2 does. Okay. I gotta take back some of my Unity rant about the load async. But the part that I'll stand my ground by is that like all that execution stuff, you should be able to set that to load in a background fashion as well. So if there are a bunch of scripts that are executing, it seems to me that you ought to make it so those will run in a background thread and not compete with the main thread. On the other hand, I've been enjoying in my Unity development writing code that doesn't have to be multi-threaded. And a way to avoid concurrency problems is to have all of your scripting code run time sliced, as opposed to on different threads it could be executing on the same data. So I think that there still should be some way for it to time slice all those calls to the different scripts. If I set my background priority to low, like the time slicing should definitely be able to yield in between calls to all those PB scripts, pro builder scripts. Nah. I'm like arguing both sides of the argument. I'm still seeing that their load async is wanting. You've got control of what executes. You're the engine. You have some code that is broken up into multiple calls. All those start handlers for all those different pro builder objects or awake handlers. So you should be able to call some of them. Like each one will yield back. I mean, you're the runner. You run the code that you want to run. If somebody tells you make the background thread low priority, you should check before you execute the script. What time is it? When it returns, you say, what time is it now? Have I gone past my allotment for the time slice? No? Okay, I'll call one more script. Execute it, return back. What time is it now? Has the time elapsed? Gone past my time slice allotment? Yes? Oh, yield execution. So that progress indicator bar can run, that everybody that writes a level loader wants to write. Also, you're not C++ Unity. You're not like a down to the metal programming environment. You're supposed to take common tasks that game developers might not do in a down to the metal way and make them work well where you can. So I'm letting my rant stand. From what I know, from the information I have, you guys screwed up. And I feel like very morally superior telling you that. Okay, but the most important part of this session is not my stupid rants. The most important part is I got a solution. All I got to do is strip out the Pro Builder objects on my decorations. And lo and behold, the level loads relatively asynchronously. So, with that in mind, I get to delete the thing that was bothering me most. And this is a good time to end the session. I'll start my Friday night party. COVID drunkenness during the lockdown. Go down and hang out with my wife and her son. Watch some movies. I think he's gonna make some Swedish meatballs, which would be awesome. Swedes are okay. I've got a little rivalry with them because there's Norwegian blood in me, but yeah, they've made some good meatballs. I gotta give them that. All right, this has been a victorious stream, and I am stopping it. And when will I stop it? It could be right now.